Hey there, I'm Kat, and this is Brews and Reviews. So as you may know, I am co-hosting the Tome Infinity and Beyond Readathon. I'll leave the information and a list of the other hosts down below. This TBR is a little late because I was waiting until after Christmas because I was kind of hoping to get a few books for Christmas to see if I could add them to my TBR, and it worked out, so that went swimmingly. So I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of my TBR. To be honest, my main goal of this is to read books that were already on my shelves. Apart from, like, there were a couple of exceptions of books, like, in series that I wanted to continue with, which I got for Christmas, but apart from that, these books have all been on my shelves for a long time. So I'm going to have my bullet journal out for this because there are a lot of challenges and a lot of things, and my little brain cannot keep them all inside at one time. I can barely speak, so, you know. For Tome Infinity and Beyond Round 2, there are 5 tiers, each with 6 challenges on, and you can double up books, and also you can replace books with video challenges. So I'm just going to say now that I do hope to do all of the video challenges just to cover me in case I majorly screw up somewhere and don't manage to read the books that I want to read. So for the first challenge, it is air, and I chose to read Illuminate because of being in space. There is a lack of air. Yep, I don't have that book on me at the moment because I lent it to a friend, but I'm going to listen to the audiobook this time because I've heard everyone says that it's fantastic, and I'm like, how does that work? Because Illuminate is a very visual book, and I'm really interested to reread that one and see how it works. So the next is Water, and I chose to read Charisma by Jean Ryan. The link to Water in this one is that the main character works in a pool, I believe. From a quick flick through, that's what I could make out. So I'm going with it. This book's basically about some drug that can make you have charisma, but then has like weird side effects and death and stuff, I think. So we'll see how it goes. It seems like it's going to be a quick read for me, so. So the next challenge is Fire, and I've chosen to read One Punch Man Volume 2 by Yusuke Murata. So if you know much about One Punch Man, there are a lot of explosions and fire and things. There's a lot of destruction of city, so I think that covers it pretty well. The next challenge is Food, and I have chosen The Martian by Andy Weir because I have never read this book, and in the last round of Tome Infinity and Beyond, everyone was reading this book and I got so jealous. I was like, I have missed out, I needed to have read this one, so now I'm reading it. And obviously Food because Mark Watney, I think that's his name, the main character, has to grow food on Mars to live, so I'm intrigued about that. So the next challenge is Sleep, and for that one I chose Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman, and I don't frankly remember why, but I assume people sleep in this book because they're normal human beings. The last challenge for Tier 1 is Shelter, and for that one I've chosen Predator's Gold by Philip Reeve. This is the second in the Mortal Engine series, and to be honest, the Traction Cities are the only reason I'm really reading these books, so I think that counts for Shelter. It's an interesting way that cities and societies have evolved in an apocalyptic future. So now we're moving on to Tier 2, which is Small Settlements. So for that one we have Medicine, and I've chosen to read Why the Last Man, which is basically about the last male human and male monkey left alive on Earth. And yeah, I kind of figured that somebody's going to be trying to figure out genomes and stuff and maybe make people better. I don't know. The next challenge is Education, and I chose Electric Dreams by Philip K. Dick because I flipped through it, and at the start of one of the short stories somebody's in school, so that counts. Then we have Trading, which I have chosen Collapsing Empire by John Scalzi. This is a reread for me, and one of the main characters is from a wealthy trading family. There's a lot to do with trade in this book. It's great. She's also one of my favourite characters, and basically I want to read the second book, so I've got to reread this one before I go back into that. Then we have Procreation, and I have chosen Saga because baby. And everyone is telling me to read Saga for like ever, so I'm finally doing it. For Oral Communication, I have doubled up and chosen Charisma from the previous tier, so I am hoping that that will cover both of those two things. Then for Travel, I have also chosen Why the Last Man because I'm pretty sure the main character is trying to get a journey across the world to find his girlfriend or something like that. So now we're on to Tier 3, And the first challenge is urban settlements. So for that one I've chosen One Punch Man Volume 2 again, because it's set in a city, and that works really well. For class structures, I have again chosen Collapsing Empire by John Scalzi. Are you seeing a theme here, guys? Because basically I was trying not to read like a million books, so I have doubled up most of these books. I am not ashamed. I was trying to do this sensibly, so this is what you get. For government, I chose Electric Dreams by Philip K. Dick, again. For higher education, I chose Illuminae, because I'm pretty sure the two main characters are in sort of uni school type thing at the beginning of the book. I'm gonna go with that. They're either in like high school or like above that, but you know, it counts. In my head it counts. Then for technology, I have also picked Thunderhead by Neil Shusterman. Obviously, the Thunderhead is a piece of technology, and plus I really just want to finish this duology because it's been a while and I just need to get back into it. And then for religion, I chose Nixia by Scott Rankin. Now this is my host book pick of this readathon, in case anyone wants to read it. I really wanted to reread this one so that I can read the second book, which I got for my birthday last year. And it's not really about religion, but there is like a brief mention of religion from a couple of characters inside this book. To be honest, I just really wanted to reread it because I love it so much, so. And now we're on to tier 4. The first challenge for this tier is art, and for that one I've chosen Gemina, not because there is art in the book, because I don't know if there's art in the book, but obviously there are images and pictures inside the actual novel itself, so that counts. For the challenge music, I have chosen Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel, pretty sure that's her name. I've also chosen that for acting. Now, I don't know very much about that book, so I could be totally wrong. And if I am, then I'm just gonna have to cover it with a video challenge because major fail. For writing, I've also chosen Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. For invention, I've chosen The Martian by Andy Weir, again, because survival on Mars is not without invention, I guess. And for dance, I have doubled up with Nixia again because there is no dance in Nixia, but I kind of was using it as like a host replacement thing. Is that kind of cheating to use my own host replacement? Basically, I couldn't read many more books, so that has happened. So the last tier is for the Galactic Empire, and for Futurism, Afrofuturism, I couldn't find a book on my shelves already, or I couldn't find one that I really, really wanted to read. So I chose one of the host reads, and that is Descender. Yeah, it just sounded really cool and really appealed to me, so I really wanted to read this one. For Cyberpunk and Steampunk, I chose to double up with Predator's Gold by Philip Reeve. For Apocalyptic and Dystopian, I chose Night of the Living Trekkies by Anderson Stahl. Yeah, as you can see, this book was £1. From the handy dandy sticker on top of it. It has been on my shelves for such a long time, and basically it's about a Star Trek convention and zombies. I'll take it. Then for science fiction, fantasy and bizarre, I chose Saga, more for the science fiction fantasy, because I think I read somewhere that it was science fiction fantasy, but you know, I could be wrong. For hard science / space opera, I've chosen Take Back the Sky by Greg Bear. Now this was given to me by a friend, and it kind of seemed perfect for like a space opera type thing. We'll see what it's like. I am intrigued. And last but not least is the vintage sci-fi or space western, and for this one I've chosen The Land Without Stars. This is a Valerian and Laureline comic from the 60s, so I'm expecting it to be very dated, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. So there were a lot of books on that TBR. I am really not sure how this is going to go, but I am willing to give it my best shot. I'm going to be trying to do the Instagram challenges and the video challenges. I will leave a link to where you can find those down below. Let me know if you're reading any of those books. If you've got a TBR video, then leave it linked down below. And yeah, I can't wait to get into this readathon. I am so excited to get into this. It's going to be a really exciting January, and please join us. It's going to be great. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!